Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Bold Institute webinar, Removing the Mystery of Customers and Understanding the 4Cs of Marketing. My name is Janae Chandler, and I'm co-founder of the Bold Institute, as well as the operations manager. We're extremely excited to have you on our Google Hangout tonight to discuss how to attract more customers while understanding the 4Cs of marketing. Today, we are thrilled to have the other co-founders as well on the Google Hangout, Erica Johnson and Gerverdis Burnett. And so if you have any questions, please feel free to shoot them our way by commenting below the Hangout, and we'll go on and get started. So the 4Cs of marketing is a new approach to the field of marketing as it pertains to your business. It replaces a traditional form of marketing, also referred to as the 4Ps of marketing: product, price, place, and promotion. Why this is particularly relevant is that we're now in a customer-centric era of our business space. So it's important that we're changing our mindsets as business owners and really targeting the customer. So the 4Cs of marketing include the consumer, the costs associated to attract that consumer, the convenience of purchasing for the consumer, and communicating to your consumer and your target audience. And it's extremely relevant in today's business sector to really understand why the 4Cs of marketing are necessary in understanding how to target our customers and our consumers more effectively. As I mentioned, we are now in a customer-centric era of the business space where the customer, not just the product, takes center stage. So this means that businesses that compete are those that nurture, sustain, and foster the relationship they build with their consumers. We understand based on research that 80% of new products fail. That means 8 out of 10 new products fail before they really get off the ground. And a lot of that has to do with the dialogue that we're having with our consumers in the marketplace. Whether you are a new business owner or an existing business owner who's looking to diversify your products or services, we really believe that this information is relevant for you for understanding how to target your consumers more strategically and to understand what's occurring in the mind of the consumer and the dialogue that you can have with your consumer. The most effective marketing now focuses on the benefit to the consumer. So how does the consumer benefit from your product or your service? And what are you aware of that the consumer is perhaps thinking of that can really help drive your consumer to your product or to your business? So as we mentioned, the first C is consumer. And this is opposed to the original focus on the product, as we mentioned. So understanding the consumer, it's important to understand what's most important to the consumer. Is it wants? Is it their needs, or is it both? And the answer is it's both. You as a business owner have to be equally concerned in speaking to both the wants and the needs of the consumer. And knowing your consumer should be an ongoing effort. We really want, it's constantly ongoing understanding the mind of the consumer and what we can do in our businesses to help address those needs and those wants of the consumer. And we must be studying these on an ongoing basis. We understand, based on the 2016 Communication Trends Report, that marketing is no longer about the product or a service, but how you can add value to the consumer. One company that does this extremely well is Publix Supermarket. Publix's tagline is "Where shopping is a pleasure." So we know that Publix is extremely focused on the experience that the consumer has. Now, as a business owner, it's important for us to all understand that the experience the consumer has doesn't start and end at your door or on your website. It is an ongoing experience of really pursuing the consumer. And so Publix really understands that grocery shopping doesn't start and end at their door, but rather when consumers are planning a meal. So what has Publix done? They have these beautiful glossy recipes canvassed throughout the store to help you really remember Publix at the beginning of your meal planning process, and not just when you need to go to the grocery store to grab a dozen of eggs or oil or your meat for the evening. So it really is important that we're addressing consumers' wants and needs, which Publix does in their shopping experience, which is a pleasure for their consumers. And as we continue this dialogue, as I mentioned, if you're just joining us, feel free to comment in the comment section and also connect with us on Facebook on the Bold Institute page. And you can post comments there if anything is standing out to you or if you would like to dialogue with us. The second C is cost versus price. Now, the cost is not what you would traditionally think, such as the cost of your product. It really is the cost to satisfy your customer. So it's understanding that product and the price is not the only driving force of a customer's decision to purchase your product. It's other costs. So let's take a hamburger, for example. If you would like a hamburger, not only are you going to think of how much the hamburger costs, you may think of the cost of gas to drive to get your hamburger, or you may even think of the cost of consciousness of someone making a decision to consume a hamburger, maybe versus consuming something a little healthier. And McDonald's has really had to come to grips with this in the last 2 years, specifically in 2015, where their sales plummeted 4% in a single quarter. They fired their former CEO, hired a new CEO to help boost their sales again. And it's because they're really losing market share because of the industry's move and shift towards more quick service and healthier eating options. So this is something that McDonald's is constantly addressing in their menu items. So it's important that you understand that as a business owner, you can't solely rely on the price alone to compete. The lowest price product is not always the most sustainable. And as I mentioned, this is something that McDonald's is facing daily, specifically with Chipotle and Panera Bread, which have really gained momentum in the market space. So not only should we have consumer-centric marketing, we should also be addressing the costs to satisfy the consumer's needs and wants. The third C of our 4 C's of marketing is convenience. Convenience is crucial. If you even think of a convenience store, they're on the corner, they're easy to come in, easy to go out, and easy to get what you need. And as business owners, we will have to leverage more out of the box and strategic ways to conveniently connect with our consumers. And convenience refers to the convenience to buy your product versus the physical place of where you may place your product. 20 years ago, the internet was not nearly as much of a platform as it is now. And so with convenience, retailers were only having to think of brick and mortar, right? We are now having to throw brick and mortar out the door and really think in a similar way that Amazon really pushes their products. Amazon uses something called push analytics to really hone in on what the consumer needs and wants. One way that Amazon does this, I'm sure you've noticed it when you buy something, they say other viewers also purchase this. So they're anticipating your needs. You may not have thought to buy a mattress pad, but just because you brought those new pair of sheets, now you want to buy a mattress pad. So that's one way that Amazon makes it extremely convenient to purchase things on their website, as well as to to drive additional product sales. I actually own an Amazon product in my home called the Echo or Alexa, and Alexa anticipates your needs as well. She tracks your purchases that you purchase on Amazon.com, and you can simply say, speak to her and ask her to purchase something again for you. That is convenient. That is really what is going to drive your product in the marketplace and drive your business, bring your business to the forefront of your target audience's mind, okay? So one way that businesses differentiate themselves is how convenient is your product to purchase than your competitors. Based on the Pew Research Center, 9 in 10 American adults own a mobile phone of some kind. That is huge, even compared to about 10 years ago, where it was only 65%. 98% of 18 to 29-year-olds own a cell phone. So cell phone owners really have permeated the market, and it's really helping us to think, how can we use cellular devices to really drive our sales? And that's something that we have to be thinking as business owners. So we have the consumer, the cost, and the convenience to buy. And our final C is communication. We know that our consumers are the bread and butter of each of our businesses. We go into business because we want to help others. We want to address needs and concerns. And certainly communicating with our consumers is a key way to address their wants and their needs. This is opposed to promotion. So there is a difference between communicating and promoting. Promoting is often seen as one-sided communication that can be often considered manipulative. Consumers don't like to be sold to. They like to be talked to. So communication is an ongoing conversation with the consumer where you really can get into the mind of your consumer, where you're constantly seeing what they need and they want, and you're responding to that quickly in your market. The Communication Trends Report of 2016 also addressed with this when they said the brands who target audiences based on a mindset and certain values will come out on top. So if you think about your favorite brand, Chick-fil-A is one of my favorite brands. They have values of family. They have values of Christian values. They have values of respect and loyalty. Those are all values that resonate with their consumer beyond selling wonderful chicken sandwiches, okay? So your brand has to not only target the wants and needs of your consumers, but target their values as well and foster that dialogue with your consumer. And Robert Harkovac, he's a well-known entrepreneur, billion-dollar company, who's also a Shark Tank investor. He says that you need to market to your customers the way they want to be marketed to. And this is absolutely crucial as the business landscape continues to change. What he means by that is that you need to do your homework and know where your customers are hanging out. Where are they hanging out on social media? When you know how to speak to your customers, you create vocal champions who promote your brand for you. And that honestly is the best way to promote your brand. We call it word of mouth in marketing, but you want brand advocates, you want vocal champions, and that will really help you to remove the mystery of your customers. When you get on their level, anticipate their needs and wants, and continue to foster that dialogue with them ongoing, okay? So we are so excited. Unfortunately, our time has already come to a close, but we are extremely excited at the Bold Institute to continue to empower new and current business owners through our training institute, and the Google Hangouts are one way that we do that. Another way that we do that is through our Bold Business Planter series, and we are hosting Bold Session 3 in 2 weeks, actually, Saturday, April the 16th, and we would love for you to join us there to learn even more information about how to engage your audience, promote your brand, and emerge as a leader in your industry. So join us for Bold Session 3 on April 16th. And you can register online, www.theboldinstitute.com. We also would love to continue the conversation that we've started today on really removing, the mystery of your customers and really delving into the 4 C's of marketing. So join us also on Facebook, facebook.com/group/reaching1million, and would love to address any questions, comments, or any insights that you've received from today's Google Hangout. And then also our previous webinars are also located on our website. So thank you so much for your time, and be bold.